now to Rob in Ohio on line 5. Rob in Ohio, you're on. Can we go to Rob in Ohio? Yeah, you're Rob. You're on Breitbart News Saturday. You're on. How can we help you today, sir?
Hey, I just wanted to let every American know, go to your mailbox today because I just got my mail. $3,500 DOGE check, $2,000 tariff check. It's amazing. Thank God for President Trump. The three callers before.
I don't think that anybody got checks like that. I don't think the president's mailed out checks like that.
Oh,
so
I thought he said they're 2 weeks. In 2 weeks they're supposed to. Okay, my bad. But the cringiest thing I've ever heard was 3 grown men swooning over an 80-year-old grandfather. It's very awkward. It's very awkward. So for the last hour, I just heard like how amazing Donald Trump is and this and that. It's comical, but it's also cringy. But I wanted to talk about the gal that was shot in Minneapolis. When Ashley Babbitt got shot, she kind of, entered a Capitol building and then was kicking glass and trying to get into the chamber. So I just want to make sure we're not being hypocritical here. She deserved to die as well if the people are saying that the Minneapolis mom who was going a mile an hour deserved to die as well. Is that correct? That both people kind of F-A-F-O?
I think there are very different circumstances in both cases. I think in the case of the Minneapolis situation, you had quite clearly a woman wielding a deadly weapon, which is a vehicle, against a police officer, pointing the car at him, looking him in the eye, and then accelerating. Right, like that's the officer. By the way, By the way, and so is CNN. So I'm sure you're a fan of CNN, right? Like,
no,
so here,
let's. Good assumption.
You're not.
But the wheel was turned, and she was.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna quote you what CNN senior law enforcement contributor Steve Moore says, right? Like, so This is what CNN says. This is not what Matt Boyle at Breitbart says, right? He says that the new video that came out, like the new one that particularly
he was
came out yesterday,
holding a cell phone,
right,
and pretended that he was.
Well, he was holding his cell phone because he was holding his cell phone because he was trying to film the car, the license plate on the car. That's
what
why
warrant did they have to open her door? Like when they were pulling on her door, did they have a warrant, or they were
engaged in a law enforcement action, and then
what was the action?
They were clearly engaged in carrying out a action against somebody in that neighborhood, and then these people use their vehicle to interfere with that action. They weren't going against them. They were doing something else in that neighborhood.
Right, but what I'm saying is that...
Right, like, I don't know exactly what they were doing in that neighborhood, but they were doing something there that was a law enforcement action.
If a tyrannical government was just opening doors while people were in their car. Like, you understand that...
They weren't just opening doors while people were in their car. One of them got out of the car, was...
and had a conversation,
interfering with the law enforcement operations, and the other one had their car in the middle of the street.
It was off to the side.
No, it was in the middle of the street.
It was
quite clearly in the middle of an intersection.
You don't think that truck could have went around her?
It was quite clearly in the middle of an intersection, stopped there.
Off to the side, but go ahead. So somebody comes to your car and starts opening it. What warrant?
Again, the new I'm going to quote you, CNN. CNN's law enforcement contributor says, quote, that the new video that came out yesterday, quote, leads me to believe that this was likely a legally justified shooting. He says, quote, up until this point, I wasn't absolutely ready to come out and say that this, in my opinion, was probably a good shoot or not a good shoot. There was so much out there and you just couldn't tell. This one leads me to believe that this was likely a legally justified shooting. So I don't know if you disagree with. I don't know if you agree. You disagree with CNN's. Okay, so
no, that's not CNN. Yeah. That's an opinion. Don't be silly. That's an opinion.
That's CNN's law enforcement contributor. No, CNN law enforcement contributor.
There you go.
Right?
Not CNN. It's not the place of the company that's saying on behalf of CNN.
CNN's
all liberal Democrats.
You cut me off before I could finish the
Go
dang
ahead,
sentence, man. So, okay, like, he added, quote, legally justified means that a reasonable law enforcement officer, not a reasonable person on the street, but a trained law enforcement officer believed they were in imminent danger of losing their life or suffering grievous bodily injuries. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be legal. I'm literally quoting the guy.
I know.
It
It's
doesn't
just
have
funny,
to be
though, 'cause
lethal force.
it's not a judge.
If
so
it
go ahead.
paralyzes you, that's the type of thing. So I believe at this point the officer was likely, and a reasonable investigation will find that the officer was within the deadly force policy.
All right, so now let's go to Ashley Babbitt.
Well, the Ashley Babbitt situation is a very different situation.
Okay,
She was not armed.
She was in it.
She
Hold
was
on,
not armed.
We don't know that. We
know that now. We know that now.
Listen.
She was not armed.
So there were people in there. So she's kicking in a glass window that actually, if she gets into the chambers, there's no other.
There's a hugely different situation. She was not armed. The woman in Minneapolis was.
She was aggressive. She was pretty aggressive, wasn't she? And they found out that it was a justifiable shooting in a court of law. The CNN reporter, the liberal Democrat knuckleheads, it's a subjective.
All right, we got to leave it there because we're out of time. I got to take a break, but thank you for your call. I appreciate it. I appreciate the back and forth. Challenge me, but I appreciate it. Okay, guys, Breitbart News Saturday. Quick commercial break. Town